All right, so let's go over some of the recent events that has happened in the last day and then also moving into this next day. Trump, Iran, this whole situation, because there's been some big news following Trump wanting Iran to have a deadline of 48 hours to do something, and then Iran responded, and then something else happened afterwards. I want to go through some of those things, and then what that means from an optics perspective and out from a global world news perspective, and then some of the stuff that may be inferred behind the scenes. So let's get right into it. All right, so Saturday night, Trump tweeted this, or truthed this: if Iran doesn't fully open without threat the Strait of Hormuz within 48 hours from this exact point in time, the U.S. will hit and obliterate their various power plants, starting with the biggest one first. And this, I changed the time zone here to Eastern time. So this is Saturday night at 7:44 p.m. So that would effectively mean by Monday night. And then about 36 hours later, Trump tweeted this. This was as of Monday morning, 7:23 a.m. Eastern time. So I am pleased to report that the U.S. and the country of Iran have had over the last 2 days very good and productive conversations regarding a complete and total resolution of our hostilities in the Middle East based on the tenor and tone of these in-depth, detailed, and constructive conversations, which will continue throughout the week. I have instructed the Department of War to postpone any and all military strikes against Iran, power plants, and energy infrastructure for a 5-day period, subject to the success of the ongoing meetings and discussions. Now, multiple media outlets have reported that apparently Iran has denied that talks ever happened. This is one of them coming from Al Jazeera News, which is prominent in the Middle East, but saying that no negotiations or discussions with the U.S. have taken place since the start of the war. And then just several hours later, this is an interview, or rather a gaggle with the press prior to his departure to Florida that happened. And just watch the first couple minutes because the reporters and everybody brings this up, and then Trump has a crazy response.
Mr. President, Iran's foreign ministry says you're not telling the truth when it comes to productive conversations there.
Well, they're going to have to get themselves better public relations people.
Now, listen, he immediately says that they need better PR people because there's a lot of the fog of war, information warfare happening. So that's one point.
We have had very, very strong talks. We'll see where they lead. We have major points of agreement. I would say almost all points of agreement. Perhaps that hasn't been conveyed. The communication, as you know, has been blown to pieces. They're unable to talk to each other. But we've had very strong talks. Mr. Witkoff and Mr. Kushner had them. They went, I would say, perfectly. I would say that if they carry through with that, it'll end that problem, that conflict. And I think it'll end it very, very substantially. We have very much in mind our partners in the Middle East. We've had great relationships with a lot of them, as you know. A lot of them were surprisingly hit. And I was surprised to see it, and so was everyone else. But we have, they're very much in mind in the discussions. So the discussions took place yesterday. They went into yesterday evening. They want very much to make a deal. We'd like to make a deal too. We're going to get together today by probably phone because it's very hard to find a country. It's very hard for them to get out, I guess. But we'll at some point very, very soon meet. We're doing a 5-day period. We'll see how that goes. And if it goes well, we're going to end up with settling this. Otherwise, we just keep bombing our little hearts out.
Speaking with Iran.
A top person, don't forget. We've wiped out the leadership phase 1, phase 2.
Now, remember, this is a normal question that many of us, even myself and many of the nons have. Who is actually in charge behind the scenes, and who is he talking to with regards to having power, especially with a lot of the leaders already in some sense killed and not being able to represent this country? And so what power do they have? What authority do they have to actually make moves? And can we see that tangibly until Trump responds with some of this?
Largely phase 3. But we're dealing with a man who I believe is the most respected and the leader. It's a little tough. They've wiped out everybody.
Is that the Supreme Leader?
No, not the Supreme Leader. We don't. Well, nobody heard of the second Supreme Leader, the son.
Are these
Nobody. We have not heard from the son. every once in a while you see a statement made, but we have not. We don't know if he's living. But the people that seem to be running it, and they seem that based on really fact, because things they've said have taken place.
So listen to what he says there. He says things that have happened have taken place, meaning that tangibly some moves are being made. For example, if military strikes or military things are happening, they said something, they're going to do this, and then they strike, let's say, Qatar or whatever it is. Those things are happening. And so whoever they're talking to, again, this is from an optics perspective. This is what Trump says. This is what these reporters are trying to glean from this. This is what's happening from an optics perspective.
Again, Mr. President, I don't want him to be killed. Okay, I don't want him to be killed.
Mr. President,
nobody wants to be that. Nobody wants that job right now. You know, nobody's exactly looking forward to being.
So we are seeing movement. We're seeing things happening from at least this world geopolitical perspective. Who knows, in some sense, what's happening behind the scenes? But he's mentioned Jared Kushner. He's mentioned Witkoff. And these names with regards to Israel and negotiations, all of this is happening behind closed doors, but also as Trump is being reporting to the media that things are moving. And so let's see what happens. We're going to take the next few days. Trump mentions 5 days. We'll see if there's bombings of these plants. But at the same time, remember, a lot of us, many of us, are thinking that as one of the last strongholds of the deep state, of this whole syndicate, what happens in Iran, and if they're taken down and the Iranian people are freed, but more importantly, the Middle East and just global order is restored or balanced in a sense, especially with oil, but more importantly with the power of push and pull and these things, then we're going to have more order and we're going to have more things coming that is going to be incredible as we move into the next stages and also into the end times. And so, again, I want to know what you guys think. There's a lot going on. I just want to report the sequence of events because, again, it's the weekend. Not a lot of people have seen this back and forth type of interaction. And so I want to know what you guys think. What is it that might be happening behind closed doors? What conspiracy or what story, what backdrop do you believe is happening? Would love to know your comments down in the comment section below. And if you guys want to support me with my ventures and many other things, all the information is down below in the link, givesengo.com/Chrisyoonyt. Love you guys. More to come. Talk to you guys very soon.